and welcome back to another video. Today we've got something slightly different. I am joined by Dr. Nicola Gallagher, who is also my sister, but we're going to talk about weight loss jabs today. We're going to uncover the truth about them, sense of what they are, who they're for, are they worth it, and just generally have a discussion to maybe help you out on your decision or just create awareness of them. So I guess let's just share who you are.
Sure. So my background is primarily in dentistry. So I was a dentist for 8 years, but more recently I went back to medical school and I've just graduated as a doctor. Currently working as a foundation doctor, which I'll do for the next 2 years before I start my surgical training in the future, hopefully. So very excited to talk about the weight loss jabs today. But my background in medicine, I think, gives me a bit of a head start to kind of talk about what they are, and we've got some good questions to answer as well.
Absolutely, and as we say, today is just a discussion about them. So, can you explain what the weight loss jabs actually are and how they kind of work?
Sure. So, when we're talking about weight loss jabs, we're thinking about Ozempic and Mounjaro, which are the brand names for weight loss medications that is injected. Both of them are slightly different medications, but they work in very similar ways, and they are what's called incretin mimetics. So incretin is the hormone that your body secretes after you've finished eating. It's the hormone that essentially tells you that you feel full. What it does is it suppresses your appetite, but it also encourages insulin secretion and inhibits glucagon secretion, which just works your metabolism. So essentially what Ozempic and Mounjaro are doing are mimicking the hormone that makes you feel full.
So why are they making it so, I guess you probably don't know why, but why do you think it's so accessible? If it was just for a small group of people, why is Superdrug allowing them, Boots allowing them, why can everyday person just get them whenever they want to? Why are they so accessible?
Why has it been publicised?
Yeah.
It's taken off because losing weight or weight loss has been something that's been around forever. Diet culture is so deeply rooted within the world now and also for generations before, and it has been marketed very cleverly, probably by the people who are selling this product, that it is the ultimate weight loss fix. If you've tried every other diet fad, you need to try this skinny jab because it is going to make your life better.
Yeah.
And so I think that, and the fact that people want it, has driven the fact that it is so accessible, and ultimately it's making a hell of a lot of money. So therefore shops, online retailers, online pharmacists, the black market are just selling it, dishing it off because they're making money.
Yeah.
They're benefiting on people's desperation, essentially.
And do you think people actually know what they're taking, or they're just seeing, oh, my friend's done it, or you know what, I've seen it work, so I'm going to start doing it?
I think there's a real issue that people don't consider the dangerous side effects or any of the side effects that come with it. Mm-hmm. Even the fact that we're calling it the skinny jab really just makes it feel like it's the same as the skinny shake that you buy.
Yeah, so
and
true.
It's not it's a drug.
Yeah.
It's a medication that you are injecting yourself with, and therefore that does come with side effects, whether they are minor or more serious, we'll go on to talk about pancreatitis shortly. Mm-hmm. I don't think people consider it at all. These people who are ordering it online, they're not even going to have a conversation with their GP about it.
Yeah.
And they just see it and they just think oh, it's worked for them, so it'll work for me.
So how quickly are these weight loss jabs supposed to work?
The studies have shown that on the weight loss jabs, you can lose up to 15% of your body mass over a period of 68 weeks. So that's still quite a long time.
Yeah.
It's over a year. And what's important to remember actually is that that is total weight loss. Mm-hmm. And when you're taking these weight loss medications and you're severely restricting or severely lowering your calorific intake compared to what you're used to, you need to be really careful not to lose your muscle mass in addition to fat loss.
I was putting weight loss jabs in the same category as quick fixes, Whereas quick fixes are 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like a year-long thing to only lose weight, when so many people will message me and I ask them what their goals are, and a lot of the time it's to tone up, to build muscle,
Yeah.
to build strength. So unless you're doing that alongside the weight loss jabs, you're just
Melting.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing that people don't consider. So first of all, like we've mentioned, that people don't consider the side effects of the actual medication. But second of all, people don't consider the risks associated with weight loss through that means. Your body isn't just designed to just restrict your calories to a minuscule amount. Like that is essentially you're starving yourself.
I've got lots of clients that are perimenopause, and it is so important to strength train. For everyone it's important, but especially as your hormones are changing and going through the menopause. But that's the majority of people, that's who are taking it. That's who are taking the jabs.
Yeah. So strength training is important for everyone, like you said, but particularly for perimenopause, postmenopausal women, because of the risk of osteoporosis, which increases when your estrogen levels drop, which is what happens during and after the menopause. And you can kind of combat those risks of osteoporosis by maintaining your muscle mass. So doing strength training kind of at least 2-3 times a week for people over the age of 45, 50 is essential, even more so if you are taking Ozempic or Mounjaro.
Yeah. So let's talk about the side effects.
The main side effects that most people will experience when taking Mounjaro or Ozempic are effects on the GI system, so gastrointestinal system. So things like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, things that, you know, you're not going to feel great. It's like after you have a really big meal and you do feel full and sluggish, like I'm imagining just feeling like that all the time.
Which is horrible.
And I don't understand why you would want that, especially for like evidence has shown that it takes 6 to 8 weeks to lose your weight. Imagine
Feeling like that for a year. Oh my God.
So they're the more common side effects, and then the more rare side effects, which are still really significant, and I have seen these patients in the hospital, is the risk of pancreatitis. And the pancreas is the organ that is responsible for insulin secretion. So the theory is, and it's not very well understood, but the theory is that because the pancreas is being made to work harder, then it's causing kind of low-grade inflammation, which in a susceptible person causes an episode of pancreatitis, which is not good. Like, you're going to end up in hospital with that. It's not only incredibly painful, but it's incredibly dangerous as well. And like, you could die from pancreatitis.
I guess for a lot of people, the whole reason on going on this weight loss jab is to make them healthier.
Yeah.
Yes, it's to lose weight or to look a certain way, but generally all they want is actually to be healthier. They don't want to be how they're feeling now. So they're making themselves feel worse, potentially could get that, whereas they could start doing things that make them feel good about themselves.
I think what we need to focus on is the fact that obesity or being overweight is kind of the number one preventable cause of morbidity and mortality, especially in the UK. And so what that means is that with being overweight or obese, you are at risk of so many other health issues, things like type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, osteoarthritis. Like, all of those things come with being overweight, and that is a preventable thing that you can reverse through healthy lifestyle changes.
And we're not even just talking to people that are 30, 40 kilos overweight.
No.
We're also talking to a population that might only be 10 kilos overweight. And I've had clients that have done that in the 16 weeks.
Yeah.
Feeling good, exercising, eating well. I don't want to use the term lazy, because the weight loss jabs, you're having to do that for a whole year.
Yeah.
It's not lazy.
No, it doesn't sound easy.
But you can fix this issue while still feeling good.
Yeah,
and I guess that's what I want to get
absolutely.
across today.
Going back to the kind of diet culture that has been ingrained within our generation and generations before us, is that you need to feel hungry or starve yourself in order to achieve weight loss.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of the message that Ozempic and Mounjaro are also just reinforcing.
I agree.
That there's no other way to do it apart from suppressing your hunger, whether that's through your own willpower or through this artificial means of taking this medication, when actually, through your methods, you don't have to feel hungry. Like, not one of your clients, like, you would hate them to feel hungry or to feel like moody and lethargic as a side effect of not eating enough.
Yeah.
So actually, you don't need to feel like that at all.
Yeah, I agree. And I think a lot of people are wondering, okay, what happens after? Like, I've lost all of this weight, I come off the weight loss jabs, what happens after?
Yeah, so this is quite a shocker. So the evidence we have at the moment is limited, but it is showing that within the first 12 months after stopping Ozempic and Mounjaro, then you will put back on up to 2/3 of the weight loss.
Wow.
Like, the people making these drugs have marketed it well, haven't they? Because they're encouraging people to just stay on it for life. But because the drugs are so new, we actually don't have research and data that shows kind of the long-term damage that could be, that could have on you. And also the costs.
It's expensive.
Yeah. Like, the lower doses, I've heard, are a little bit more accessible and not inexpensive.
Yeah.
But when you're getting to like the higher doses, we're talking what, £250?
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money to spend on something that makes you feel so rubbish.
Yeah. There is one thing in particular that I always say to my clients or people that are considering joining my program is that this is a one-time thing. I don't want to see you again. I actually had a client, and if she's watching this, she will laugh. She knows it's her. And she said to me, Sarah, I don't want to see you again. Because she got to her goal. She was feeling good in just wearing a sports bra at the gym, and she completely changed her lifestyle from not drinking, was working from home, so she would easily have like maybe a beer in the evening most nights. And she's now only saving that to social occasions or not even drinking at all if she doesn't really fancy it. I know I've done my job properly if they're like, I've learned the habits that I need. I've found a routine that I love and I enjoy. And learning about portion sizing and how to create a balanced plate. Whereas the weight loss jabs, I feel, are masking a problem.
Yeah.
And as soon as you come off those weight loss jabs, those old habits, those old cravings, those old feelings that you're going to get are just going to come back.
I think kind of what you're saying, and I completely agree with, and we need to remember, is that lifestyle changes are hard.
Yeah.
And your kind of biggest group of clients are people in their 30s and 40s. So they have had these lifestyle habits for the whole of their adult life.
Yeah.
And so to completely change that takes a lot of determination and just like good old hard work.
Yeah.
And that needs to be recognised. But as you said, they're going to be lifestyle changes that are going to be with you for life. And remember that you're not just coaching them with what to eat and their nutrition, but it's their movement, their exercise. And that's important for them, but also for them to pass on to future generations.
Yeah.
Like, most of your clients are mums,
Yeah.
right? So when they come into your coaching program, I can guarantee that what they end up feeding their children and their families, or the behaviours that they demonstrate to their children, are also going to change for the better. And what sort of message is it to demonstrate to your child that that you're using medication that carries significant side effects and also makes you feel so rubbish and not eating?
Yeah. What I think is crazy is often when I say to people that I like to work with my clients for 12 months, and they think, whoa, it's going to take me 12 months to change, but you're going to be on 12 months on the weight loss jabs.
Yeah.
So if you can dedicate that time to feeling horrible, sick, and not wanting to eat, why can't you dedicate that time to something that's going to make you feel good, as you say, pass on to your children and actually have a lifestyle change. And I think a lot of people, when they see coaches or look at coaches, they're like, I want that coach because they're going to get me there in 8 weeks. Whereas I'm like, no, your habits aren't built in 8 weeks. And it's only the people that are in my coaching program that understand. And that's why most of them stay with me post the year, because they're generally enjoying it.
Yeah. I wonder if some people who are reaching for Ozempic and Mounjaro, or like considering it, like there is a degree of vulnerability that you have to demonstrate in order to reach out to a coach to say, look, I need help. Please, can I get on board?
Yeah.
And that takes guts.
Yeah.
And actually, it might be easier or feel easier to just send an e-consult to your GP and get a prescription sent through, or contact an online pharmacy, because that doesn't involve standing up and saying, I'm addressing something.
Yeah.
Only you know it. And I wonder if a lot of people are actually taking these drugs in secret.
Yeah.
They should also feel brave and empowered to reach out to somebody like you.
I agree.
Because you can maintain confidential if you want to.
Yeah.
And you're a very approachable person.
Well, thank you. But I've got a great quote that I love to say to my clients that might be struggling, or to anyone, is that change doesn't happen inside your comfort zone. You can relate that to anything in life, but basically reaching out to me or reaching out for help or just taking action is where you're going to see the change. And that's something that does take a lot of courage. But there was one thing that plays on my mind, is that I had a client who's been asked several times, are you on Mounjaro or are you on Ozempic? Because she has had this amazing transformation. Do you feel like that takes away from someone's hard work? Or how do you feel in the fact that that's what people are going towards? If someone's lost weight, or they just don't think they've done it by themselves, it's like, oh, we've had help there. How do you feel about that?
I think, isn't it crazy that Mounjaro and Ozempic hasn't been around for very long, but yet we have already become conditioned to assume that people are taking it. And yeah, if I'd made a massive lifestyle change and I'd worked really hard for it, and then somebody said, oh, she must be on Ozempic, or, you know, even if you said, no, I've done it through the help of a coach, and if you then feel like people are talking behind your back, like, oh, I bet she's just not telling the truth.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be gutted, but also good for them. And they should like stand up and be proud that they have done that, and they have made their life better and everyone else around them better and healthier.
Yeah. So what's one piece of advice you would give to someone thinking about the weight loss jabs?
First of all, if you are suffering with other health conditions that are associated with obesity or being overweight, then the first point of call should be to talk to your GP. Accessing Ozempic and Mounjaro via the NHS, there is a strict criteria that you have to meet. So it might be that you don't even fall into that category. If you do, speak to your GP about it. And I would say ultimately always consider trying to do something via lifestyle changes first, but don't expect to see it overnight.
And the one piece of advice that I would give to someone thinking about the weight loss jabs is, even if you've tried coaching before, don't shy away from it again, because not every coach is right for every single person. So we're gonna wrap things up and I wanna make it fun. So what's the one healthy habit you swear by?
I would say the need to keep everything in moderation and also do things that you enjoy.
What's one myth about weight loss you wish would disappear?
I think that it's easy, or that it's quick, or actually that you need to starve yourself in order to see results. And that is just not true. Nobody should be starving themselves.
And I'm not sure how long people have been following me for, but if you follow my content for a while, you will know that I'm all about food freedom. There is no restriction here. Strength training or cardio?
See, I love both, and it's hard to choose. I can't pick one.
You can't pick one?
Both. And that's because, you know what my favourite gym class is?
One rebel
rule shape, which is running, super sweaty running on the running machine, followed by weights, because you just feel great after it. And then you go to Gail's for a coffee and a pastry, and it's like the best morning ever.
Book or podcast you'd like to recommend?
Okay, this is easy. I adore Elizabeth Day, the journalist and podcaster and author. And she has a podcast called How to Fail, where she interviews celebrities or well-known people, and they talk a bit about their life, and they have to present 3 failures, and they talk about what they've learned from them.
What is your go-to breakfast, lunch and dinner? Before you say that, I'll give you some time to think. So many people come to me for recipe ideas, recipe inspiration. So I want to hear your go-tos, but this is going to be inspiration for maybe somebody.
Okay, so breakfast is easy because I eat the same thing for breakfast every single day, which is baked oats, usually your recipes. Lunch, I usually have either meal leftovers, so dinner leftovers, or if I'm at home, then something on toast. Eggs, we eat a lot of eggs.
Eggs on toast.
Yeah.
And dinner?
Some sort of meal prep, like bolognese, because you can turn it into a chili. Like, it's all about
People
efficiency.
would not agree to that. Comment below if you agree to that. So probably something in the slow cooker for dinner.
Yeah, a slow cooker recipe.
This is quite a hard one. I feel like you're going to struggle on this one. But if you weren't a doctor, what job would you love to do?
This is really hard because I love my job, and I think I would struggle to be satisfied in a different career.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But I also love musical theatre.
Yeah.
So maybe something to do with theatre. Maybe then I would keep my current job, but just be able to do it like 3 days a week.
Yeah, fair.
And then be able to have the other days doing something fun, or just going to gym classes and going for coffee.
I love that. Well, thank you for sitting down and talking today about the weight loss jabs. And I guess for you guys, if you want to comment any specific questions, we will go through those comments and reply back to you if there is something specific that you might want advice on or anything like that. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because potentially we may do another one like this. Part 2, or if there is another topic that you guys want us to discuss from a doctor's perspective. Yeah, we will see you all soon.